A mega XRP rumor that you need to hear. Did the United States government sell their BTC? Well, I've got a report to share with you. We're also going to talk price action along with.
I say lots of naughty things, so here's your warning.
Happy Sunday, muchachos and muchachas. And the market's looking healthy, and I've got a juicy Ripple XRP rumor for you. Is it true? Well, we're going to find out soon enough. Now, before we get news, you know the deal. Your comments converse. Why? Because you, the viewer, matter most. Michael O'Donnell says, whatever happened to Deaton's lawsuit? We XRP signed a suit, nothing but mouse farts. I'm telling you, proving damages is super, super tough. What caused XRP to rally recently? Hope on regs, right? So again, if it's like if they rallied on regs, is that really the SEC's fault or is that the previous admins? You see what I'm saying? It's hard to prove, but yes, a lot of us are wondering what happened with Deaton in the lawsuit. Joseph Brennan says, much appreciation to you for showing moms a good time. That's right, I'm hanging out with my mom in Guatemala while my wife hangs out with the kids at home. Don't worry, I take my wife with me. It's just hard for her to get off with work. Kay Smith says, loving the Great Britain news. Thank you. That's right. I try to bring you news from all over the place that's crypto related. So let's get right into it. Bitcoin sitting at 180,511 ETH is 37.54. XRP 352. We'll talk price action at the end. Why? Because it has to do with a juicy rumor. The U.S. Marshals report holding 28,988 BTC, challenging third-party estimates. A Freedom of Information Act request reveals the United Marshals Service holds just under 29,000 BTC, 15% of prior estimates. Now, where are those estimates coming from? From Arkham Intelligence's U.S. government wallet, which still says they hold 198,000 BTC, worth 23.4 billion. So who do we believe? The declaration filed a Freedom of Information request on March 24th by independent journalist Lola. A letter dated July 15th from the Office of General Counsel confirmed the release of records originated from the Asset Forfeiture Division. While most of the report was made public, some portions were redacted. Essentially, this is what they said. The documents revealed that the Marshal Service currently holds 29,000, just about 29,000 BTC, valued at 3.45 billion. Now, what about the rest of it, though? The figure disclosed got attention because it accounts for only 15% of what many to believe is the United States government's total reserves. So, where is this? This is what Cynthia Loomis, senator, said. She said, I'm alarmed by reports that the U.S. has sold out over 80% of its BTC reserves, just leaving 29,000 coins. Lola later clarified the situation by explaining the difference between seized and forfeited assets. As such, the figure of 29,000 BTC refers to only surrendered assets. The remaining 170,000 BTC that believed are sold are still held in impounded property. So did the government really sell it off? No, it's just a matter of definition. By the way, everything you're seeing in this video, including the U.S. government's wallet, is linked in the description below. Fun fact, the United States government doesn't own any XRP. Circle Internet, ooh, is this a crypto gold mine or a meme stock bust? Look, I gotta be honest with you, a bunch of traditional finance players out there are calling Circle the next meme stock. How? They're printing money. In fact, I've got it right here. This shows what their profits are, what their revenue is, pre-tax income, all the juicy stuff. And again, once these companies are public, we get access to their financials. Now, looking at their stock price, I get what people are saying. We had a huge run up from $31, way on up there. I mean, way on up there, up to $298.99. What this is traditional finance players what? Being upset that like the first big stablecoin thing going public on the stock market garnered so much attention. Remember, the original underwriters of the IPO wrote this for $24 to $26. Right now, Circle is standing at $223. The reality is what? They just feel bad that they missed out. Now, let's talk about that juicy rumor. All right, here we go. Tim Robertson says, hey, man, is Ripple Labs going to burn the escrow account they opened for the SEC? Guess what? I'm going to reply and say talking about it now in a video. So here you go. All right, so here's the deal. I have seen this comment all over the place about the case. Now, here's what happened, all right? So you had XRP, all right, and the government, Ripple, we know the whole case. The fine was $125 million. Then what happened was what? They wanted to settle for 50, leaving the 75. Well, Torres wasn't happy with that, so they got to pay their fine. No big deal, move on. So, no, there is no burn. Unfortunately, where did that rumor originate? Yeah, that's right. In DGen World on Twitter, now known as X. I've got a bunch of X's and I don't like them, but I like this X. The reality is, I have scrubbed the internet for the last couple days regarding this because I've seen a lot of your posts. Trust me, I read a whole ton of comments throughout the day. I even read them while I was sipping a little bit of cappuccino earlier this morning. The reality is, this originated from some DGen account on Twitter that constantly posts a whole bunch of garbage. I don't want to give them any more notoriety. Why? Because they only post bullshit. The reality is, they got to pay the fine, and no, they're not going to be burning the XRP in escrow. Why would a company burn $75 million worth of goodiness? Wouldn't they better just take that and pocket it? Wouldn't it be better for them to use it for extra development? Yeah. The reality is, this was hopium junkies, knob gobblers, and what? Smack monkeys out there hoping to pump the bags even further. Look, just let XRP pump naturally. We're seeing it move on what? Based on the optimism of regs. And in fact, the first big mega pump came from when? The optimism on regs with the new presidential party coming in, right? That happened in November. The second time it happens when we had Crypto Week announced. So for everyone out there wondering if Ripple is going to burn their XRP escrow, no, they're not, girlfriend. Again, it's just a bunch of fucking retards on X spewing out rumors. The same retards that did the what? $40,000 buyback. XRP backed by gold. Yeah, it's the same morons out there, everyone. All right, swinging on over to crypto price action. We're seeing what, everyone? 52 out of 100 for altcoin season index. So the alts are definitely on fire. The crypto market cap is closely approaching $4 trillion, sitting at 3.91 trillion. BTC has not made that big of a move since this latest run. Why? Oh, because BTC doesn't benefit from regs because it's been given the golden pass. Volume right now is sitting at 163 billion over the last 24 hours. And I think since we brought up BTC, we should compare it to XRP over what? The last year. And this is where you're starting to see the difference between BTC, alts, meme, utility, and so forth. BTC is in orange and XRP is in blue. You can see BTC has slowly gone up here over the last year, and don't get me wrong, slowly is in quotes, because even though BTC is not beating XRP, it's still up about 70% for the year. But look at this. XRP made, like I said, that run up in November. Why? Because we had a shift in presidency. A presidency that's pro-crypto. They would what? They would get rid of all the negative Nancys out there, Gary Gensler and so forth, and replace them with pro-crypto people. And then what happened on top of that is you had the Republicans getting control of the House and the Senate. So they controlled all three branches, which means if they wanted to push regs through with crypto, guess what, everyone? They had a good chance doing it. So you can see XRP made the run up there. The second big run up here was in Crypto Week. Look, BTC is not making those same intense moves. That's why you're seeing a huge dominance now from altcoins lately, because the alts are getting the clarity, what, everyone, that they deserve. Volume for XRP is still super freaking healthy this weekend at 7.8 billion in the last 24 hours. I already talked about those candlesticks this morning. We haven't seen much change, but look at this though. The one-day chart is still looking juicy with XRP making the moves. The 7-day again benefits XRP. The 1 month benefits XRP. And everyone, this is all because of regs. So be careful out there, because no, they're not burning their XRP. They're going to use it to fund operations and what? Help out with development. So if you got a question, you got a comment, you put them in the comments and maybe I'll share it at the beginning, or heck, I might even feature it in the next video. I'll tell you, if you want rumors, you go to X. If you want news, you come here. And that's kind of the frustration about this. Just let XRP do its thing. Let it run based on the news of the regs. You don't have to sit here with BS news trying to pump the bags even further. It's the same morons that talked about the $40,000 buyback, which was a scam. The same morons that said XRP, which is backed by gold, which was what a lie. Even David Schwartz, the CTO of Ripple, said, no, it's not possible to do that. Yeah, so if the CTO is telling you no, then obviously he knows what's up. So yeah, be careful out there because the rumors are flying around. And why do the rumors fly around? Well, because XRP is hot. And that's the big takeaway, everyone. When something is hot, you're going to see a lot of hysteria, a lot of craziness about it, right? And also when something is hot, people are going to try to scam you out of what it is that's hot. Right now, crypto's hot, so be very careful out there. I've been reading even more posts about Coinbase scams, with emails being thrown out there. Just be careful, everyone. Crypto is juicy, and next week, hopefully, we get some clarity on the Clarity Act. I'm sorry, this week, because it's Sunday right now. Hopefully, we get more clarity on the Clarity Act, because remember, this is being now sent to the Senate for them to debate and vote on. If clarity passes and clarity gets the nod, you might see even another run for XRP in the alts. Why? Because the two biggest runs we've seen with XRP lately have come from what? Optimism on regs. As long as it's not a buy the rumor, sell the news event, we should be good to go because, yes, maybe we will get some clarity from the Clarity Act after all. Choo choo what? Well, I'm going to watch a little bit of Escape from Tarkov on the TV. Chill out, read more of your comments and reply to them. So it's choo choo what, everyone? Choo choo biz nachos. Happy Sunday, and hopefully the rest of this week is green on the screen.